Imagine this. You wake up with a dream, a goal, a vision of who you could be. But then, something happens. Laziness creeps in, fear whispers in your ear, doubt paralyzes you, and just like that, your dream slips away. Sound familiar? What if I told you that the very things you think are holding you back, laziness, fear, doubt, are not real? What if I told you that you could become unstoppable, not by changing the world around you, but by mastering the world within you? This is the power of Stoicism. Stoicism is not just a philosophy, it's a way of life. It's a mindset that has been practiced by emperors, warriors, and thinkers for over 2,000 years. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, used Stoicism to rule an empire. Seneca, the philosopher, used it to navigate betrayal and exile. Epictetus, a former slave, used it to find freedom in the midst of oppression. And today, it's your turn to learn how to use it to become unstoppable. But first, let's shatter the illusions that are holding you back. Let's start with laziness. You think you're lazy. But here's the truth. Laziness doesn't exist. What you call laziness is just a lack of clarity, purpose, or energy. The Stoics believed that every human being has an innate drive to act, to create, to move forward. When you feel lazy, it's not because you're broken. It's because your mind is distracted, your goals are unclear, or your body is drained. The solution? Stop blaming yourself and start taking control. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're sitting on the couch, scrolling through social media, and you know you should be working on that project or hitting the gym, but you just can't. What's really happening here? Is it laziness, or is it something deeper? The Stoics would say it's a failure of discipline and focus. They believed that the mind is like a muscle. It needs to be trained. And the first step is to recognize that you have the power to choose your actions, no matter how you feel. Here's the Stoic secret. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If it's endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining." In other words, stop waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect feeling. Just start, take one small step, then another, and watch as your momentum builds. Let's break this down. When you're feeling stuck, ask yourself, what's the smallest, simplest action I can take right now? Maybe it's writing one sentence of that report. Maybe it's doing just 5 minutes of exercise. The key is to start. Because once you start, you create momentum. And momentum is powerful. It carries you forward, even when your motivation falters. This is why the Stoics emphasized action over emotion. They knew that feelings are fleeting, but action is enduring. What if rejection is your greatest teacher? Now let's talk about fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of judgment. These fears feel real, but they're not. They're just stories your mind tells you. The Stoics had a practice called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. They would imagine the worst-case scenario and ask themselves, can I handle it? And the answer was always yes. Because no matter what happens, you have the power to choose your response. Rejection? It's feedback. Failure? It's a lesson. Judgment? It's just noise. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're pitching a business idea to a potential investor. You've worked hard on your presentation, but the investor says no. How do you respond? The Stoic approach is to ask, what can I learn from this? Maybe your pitch needs improvement. Maybe your idea isn't the right fit for that investor. Whatever the case, rejection isn't the end. It's the beginning of growth. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Here's the truth. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are the observer, the thinker, the chooser. And when you realize this, you become unstoppable. Because no matter what happens outside of you, you can always control what happens inside of you. This is the essence of Stoicism. Let's dive deeper into this idea. The Stoics believed in the concept of the inner citadel, a fortress within your mind that no external force can penetrate. In this citadel, you have complete control. You can choose how to interpret events. You can choose how to respond. You can choose what to focus on. And when you master this inner citadel, you become unstoppable. Because no one can take away your ability to choose. So how do you become unstoppable? You start by mastering your mind. You focus on what you can control and let go of what you can't. You take action, even when it's hard. You embrace failure as a teacher, and you remember that every obstacle is an opportunity to grow. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Let's look at a real-life example. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, failed thousands of times before he succeeded. But he didn't see those failures as setbacks. He saw them as steps forward. He famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This is the Stoic mindset in action. It's about seeing every challenge as an opportunity to learn, grow, and improve. Here's your challenge. For the next 30 days, live like a Stoic. When you feel lazy, take one small step. When you feel afraid, ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? And when you face an obstacle, remind yourself, this is my chance to grow. You have everything you need to become unstoppable. The only question is, will you take the first step? Let me leave you with one final thought. The Stoics believed that the greatest power we have is the power of choice. No matter what happens in life, you can always choose how to respond. You can choose to be resilient. You can choose to be courageous. You can choose to be unstoppable. So what will you choose? You are unstoppable. The journey begins now. Remember, the power to become unstoppable has always been within you. All you have to do is claim it. Thanks for watching. If this video inspired you, hit the like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more wisdom on mastering your mind. Until next time, stay strong, stay focused, and stay unstoppable.